You may be in a disaster today, but one thing that no one can really take away from you is your skill. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here. How was I able to save $30,000, over $30,000 in a year? I never thought that I could actually ever do that, and all of that did come from hard work and commitment. Not only working hard, but also working smart. I have to tell you, I'm very blessed to be able to have done that, because it is definitely a skill that I was able to multiply, because it takes a skill to make money, it takes another skill to keep it, and it takes another skill to be able to multiply it. And I've heard this from a multimillionaire, it's not, for many actually multimillionaires, it's not so much about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Literally, I was able to save that kind of amount in a job, not through business. It all depends on how much you can keep and where you invest your money. But with that 30 grand, I was able to invest somewhere now where I've know that it's trustworthy in, and it was able, till this day, it continues to be multiplied and creating wealth for myself, because I have, thank God I came across experts, because there's a lot of experts out there telling you what to do with your money, but it's all about the results, what are their results at the end of the day, and really analyzing their lives. I'm very thankful that I grew up in humble beginnings, and I've understood hard work. I understood that if I wanted something, I had to work hard for it. I didn't get things easy. And I'm so grateful that I've gone through what I've gone through as a child. If you watch my previous videos on how to grow an influence and how, 6 common habits that make people instantly like and trust you, that all falls down into that. But you're like, Natalie, how? What does people have to do with this? It has everything to do with it, because money comes from people. And when you know people skills, people are just compelled to, follow you, learn from you, and trust you long term and become your loyal advocates. I'm such a huge advocate when it comes to investing into yourself. I do believe that repetition is the mother of all skill, and if you're not willing to take the time to invest into a new skill, to invest into yourself, to learn how, money making skills, money management skills, you name it, learning how to deal with people, it's going to be hard for you. It's going to be hard. And my greatest fear is to go back as if how it was. And that's when I would completely stop investing into myself, and we're never done. I worked at a job that if I tell you what it is, everyone will know what it is and who it is, who the CEO is. But everything that I have learned in that year and also the year prior, I was able to double my salary. I was able to double my sales. I got bonuses. I got referrals. I was the #1 recommended person in my department. A lot has happened in a very short time, because I applied what I learned immediately, and I had a boss who was holding me accountable. Sometimes it is okay to have a boss, because they keep you accountable, they keep you on track, and a boss's mentality is not to make money off of you. That's a lie. They want to see you succeed. That was the whole reason why they even hired you. If they just thought to make money off of you, they would just hire anybody, but that's not the case. So I was extremely grateful for this particular boss who have hired me. I will forever be grateful, because it has taught me money-making skills. It has taught me investing skills, because I've invested into myself, invested into all that training. Till this day I still do, because we fall off track. I know I do. And so, yeah, within a year, I stayed focused. I put my head down and I went to work. I served whoever was in front of me. I honored them. I respected them. I had a smile on my face. I encouraged them. I did everything there is to know about people, because I've learned that the more you know about people than you do anything else, you will be unusually successful. So when I made that as my mandate, it's just when you realize that it's not, the world doesn't revolve around you, you will start to see brighter things and more meaningful things, and just make your life even more purposeful. So in this job, yeah, I honored every single client that there was in front of me. Therefore, they gave me a lot of referrals. I remember this one client that sent me 3 pages of Excel sheets of solar companies. Till this day, I'm still great friends with that individual, and he has my back and I have his back. So, there's going to be advocates in your life that you want to hold on to, because there's no more loyalty in this world, things like that. But wherever it is that you go, or you're let go or you're fired, they will continue to search out for you and have your back forever when you make people your product instead of your actual product or service. So yeah, I focused a lot on people. I really, really did, and I'm so thankful that with this job I was accountable. I feel like everyone needs to be accountable. You can't do things on your own at all. I know I can't. I know that when I have accountability, I am unstoppable. Like, I am walking on water. Like, you have no idea how awesome it is to have accountability. So because of accountability and me taking the time to invest into myself, because you're your greatest asset there is, 100%, like when you invest into yourself, 100% is guaranteed, 100% return on your investment when you invest into your very own asset, which is you. So I was able to double my salary. I had like bonuses almost every month. I had the most recontracts, things like that, and it was awesome. And remember when I said that it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. So even though I was making tons and tons of money every single month, I put away that money. I didn't go out and, was foolish with it. I definitely invested a portion into myself. I definitely, till this day, I still do. I invested into a portion to the poor, because I know that when you do that, you get more money back to you. And I'm talking about the actual poor. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. And so I honestly saved a lot of money, and that's what it just turned out to be, And in my job, like, I was honestly, the salary was like $40,000 a year, but like I said, I doubled that through referrals, because of recontracts, because of bonuses, things like that. So I was able to double that. So I was able to save that kind of amount. And, during that time, I had a roommate. Therefore, I saved far more money when you have someone to help you in the beginning. Rent these days is ridiculous. If you want to live in if you are a city type of person, which I am, you're going to have to expect to pay a lot for rent. But thankfully, I had someone. I still do, but he doesn't live with me, but that's another story time for another time. But thankfully, I had him at this time where we could be able to split rent, and it was awesome. So that's why I was able to save a lot of money in that 1 year. I put my head down and I just worked. So it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much you keep, and you put a portion to investing, whether it's into stocks or real estate, and yourself, your freaking self. The moment that I stop investing into myself, it just would lead to destruction. It just will, because I'm not going to expect one day to know everything, because I'm not. Till this day, I still don't know squat, and I much rather stay in my humility state of mind than letting my ego or pride get in the way. And I mean, sometimes that does happen, because I'm human. I'm not going to expect myself to be perfect all the time. If I do, I'm going to end up in depression, okay? So it's not fun. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So yeah, and rent at that time, I was probably like, $700 to $800 a month. I'm living in a very beautiful city. I wouldn't say very beautiful place, city. It's definitely not a beautiful place, but that's okay, because sometimes you have to be willing to sacrifice your lifestyle to be wealthy. If you really notice, billionaires today, they don't really care about the car that they drive. They don't really care about where they live. They care more about the legacy that they're leaving behind, actual wealth. So it's, again, real wealth. It's not what you make, it's what you keep and how you can multiply. And my advice is to you is to invest into yourself, because when I invest into myself, I make more money. Like, it's a guarantee investment when you invest into yourself. But you got to make sure where you're learning type of material, so yeah, it's very important on who you're following and who you're learning from. So yeah, that's how I was able to save that kind of money. Like, it's crazy. It feels incredible to be able to have that skill today, and just being able to quadruple that and things like that, honestly. And we may go through life that sometimes people may take things away from you, but you may be in a disaster today, but one thing that no one can really take away from you is your skill. Learning new skills is so crucial, especially in this day and age. I never thought that one day I would learn how to do stocks. Me doing stocks? Are you kidding me? No, thank you. But that was just, I was blocking myself for that. So I started learning stocks, and it's been growing ever since. That was about maybe 3 months ago. It's crazy what the return is on that. But in life, you have to take risk. That's what adventure is all about. Why would you just stay stuck and be comfortable? I've learned that being comfortable is actually very uncomfortable. Have fun. Have adventure in your life. Be wise with your money, not be foolish with it. I recently told this to a friend, and she just, her mind was like, whoa. But I don't take credit for it. I learned it from my very own mentor, multimillionaire. She would say, weigh your ego with your bank account and figure out which one weighs more. Or weigh your ego with your goal and figure out which one weighs more. So you're never done. The moment you think that you're done is when you have lost your mind. Honestly. But I enjoy living below my means. It has taken off a lot of stress, because you're no longer doing it to impress other people, and they don't care. They really don't care. When you're authentic, when you have integrity, when you're genuine, you can be honest about these things. It's just about being honest. I remember I moved to a city called San Antonio, and I also get the bougie lifestyle, but very low on rent. So it's great match, because I really enjoy being in a city and having great fun, and also living below my means. I'm so grateful to have that there's even a city like that these days. So I highly recommend San Antonio. It's just beautiful. I'm creating wealth for myself, whereas if I was paying a lot of rent, I just wouldn't be, it's not wealth for me. It could be wealth for you, but it's definitely not for me. So again, it's how much you are able to keep. And there's going to be a lot of people out there showing off, what they have, where they live, things like that. But we live in a world that people are searching out for acceptance. We live in a world for searching out for love and things like that. And it's all ego. I don't really care where I live. My goal, I do care where I live. It has to be below my means for sure. But what I'm saying is the goal for me is much more valuable and much more important to me. I'm not here to impress anybody. I've done that in the past. It just sucked. And I want to live my life according to my design, what I enjoy doing, what I'm good at, where I can be very diligent and work with diligence and excellence. So yeah, I hope you got inspired by this video. So again, it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. A percentage goes to investing into yourself, to investing into real estate or stocks. Just remember to invest in places where you trust and you know it is credible. Repetition is good, track record is good. Make sure you do your analyzation, if that's a word, and invest into yourself and give to the poor. You know, even if it's $1 that you can give, do it, because it's a law. It's a universal law that when you give to the actual poor, you will receive. To the actual poor that actually needs you, that really can't help themselves. Not someone that has hands and feet and can get a job tomorrow. No, it's someone that genuinely cannot help themselves, and things like that. So I never thought at this young age I was going to be able to do that and help people that, you know, it's crazy where my life is today. I'm in more at peace. Money works for me. You know, I made my money my slave today, and even just talking to you, I'm making money. Like, how beautiful is that system? And I have many resources and things like that. If you watch my other videos, you'll get more information and tools and resources on how to be able to grow your wealth. But yes, that's how much I was able to save in a year. I took that money and now I'm creating wealth with it, and I'm so very grateful for that. But again, it's one thing that I've learned about making money is that the more money you make, it seems as though people go more into debt or they have no money saved. That's crazy. We live in a world where there's a lot of instant gratification, serve me, just entitlement, and there's not enough loyalty. There's just not enough skills in place or rooted to be able to create a great legacy behind, to leave a great legacy behind and create actual wealth. Not riches, but actual wealth. Because I mean, you can be a millionaire today, but if you make $1 million a year and you spend $2 million, you're not a millionaire. Not at all. The wealthiest people today know a few things about money, and they know how much to save, what to multiply, what to invest into, and things like that. So it's incredible. I'm still shocked of what I was able to do. And again, if you watch my other videos, you will learn on how to be able to increase your income and to save money, you know, because that's all it takes. Like, again, for us to, the smallest things make a huge difference. Like, if you love your Starbucks, if you love to go out to eat every single night or whatever, or even for lunch, like constantly doing those things, you're setting up yourself for failure. You really are. And you're also teaching your kids to be able to do this. You're teaching your kids to be able to be consumers and things like that. Thankfully, I didn't grow up that way. I grew up with a hardworking mom who had 3 jobs. She was single at the time, and she provided for us. And I honestly do believe that every child should go through humble beginnings, because the world is tough, but you can definitely make it out to be simple by doing simple little steps of honoring people, respecting people, working on your own crap, releasing any layers of ego, having mental, emotional skills. I didn't realize that all of that was important in order to live a very wealthy lifestyle in your own terms, not what people say for you to do. But one of the other great advices that I learned from my mentor is that look what everyone else is doing and do the exact opposite. And thankfully, I've learned that at a very young age, because I knew I didn't want to be like my friends who end up having consequences because of the choices that they made. So thankfully, I've learned that, and I've seen the consequences, and you just got to prepare yourself. Be wise financially. Don't be a fool and with your money, or just in general, you know. And again, if you want to know more as far as this kind of training, if you really want to invest into yourself, I have links below and down in the video for you to get a hold of and learn more about. And if you are struggling in any area of your life, I honestly would love to help, because I was there, honestly, where you are at. So if you want to reach out to me for me to help you, go at nathalie.lazo@gmail.com and let me know how I can best serve you. But other than that, thank you for watching this video. I know it's not something like super crazy that I usually would do, but that's really all in a nutshell on how I was able to save over $30,000 in one short year, and how you can do the same and take that money and grow it to a huge number of orches and create wealth for yourself. And just takes very small steps to get there, as long as you're being held accountable, and it creates magic for yourself. So thank you again for watching. I appreciate you, I believe in you, and I will see you next time. Mwah. Love ya.